How you doing, guys? It's Kara. What are you talking about? 2.0. How are ya? Today's show is going to be a mixed bag again. Lots to cover, actually. I want to talk about a few of the things that were said to me personally, but just comments on the Snowflake generation episode I did last week. Not laughing. I just want to talk about a few things. Plus, erasing history. Posted something on my Facebook page yesterday about a couple of TV shows that are just like, they would never be able to be made today. I mean, just on mainstream TV. Nope. And also a just a fun thing. Did you know? Some fun facts. I love this kind of stuff. All right. Thanks for liking and subscribing and sharing wherever you listen to podcasts. All right. Let's do this. All right. So I'll start off by saying I've had comments from listeners saying, you've really changed. You sound so angry and you've got like an opinion about stuff. I've always had one. I'm not changing direction, but I'm talking about things more and more about, what I feel and what I think is important to talk about. I just don't need to always do funny, fluffy stuff. It's in me to actually discuss stuff. So if you think that this whole podcast has changed a bit and I'm getting really serious, well, I'm sorry. No apologies here though, because this is just where I'm at. You know what I mean? So last week, the Snowflake generation episode, like a lot of you were like, yep, bang on, bang on. I don't need to be right. This is not about me being right and getting validated by people saying, yes, you're right, Carrie. No, it's not about that. I just have my take on it. My opinion, and that's all that is. However, I did get a few people that I've known for years. Someone said to me, and I'm never going to name names, don't worry about that, that my topics these days are beneath me, that I'm smarter than this, and that I'm a sociopath, and that I have no empathy. Well, I just thought anybody who knows me, and if you don't know me personally, anybody who knows me knows that is just simply not true. Like, my God, empathy galore here. And I know if you say, I've got empathy, then it might mean that you don't have empathy, but I really do. I do know, though, that what is beneath me is going along with a narrative that I don't fully stand behind. That's beneath me. I cannot stand behind something that I don't believe in. And because I have this podcast, I'm talking about it. I could keep it to myself, but I don't. And I don't go out on the street and scream it. I do it here. So that's beneath me. Also, I'm allowed, and so are you. So are you on the other side, or whatever side, any side you're on, to be a critical thinker. If I want to think about something and go, you know what, I'm asking questions. I'm asking questions about things that I just either don't agree with or don't fully understand, or I've thought it through and I do understand it, and this is where I sit. So that's beneath me to not be authentic to myself. Okay, so there you go with that. And the word inclusivity that is tossed around, well, not tossed around, but it's, everyone's supposed to be inclusive. And especially on the left, I say left and right because it's just an easy way to explain things where I sit. I'm not far right. Doesn't matter. This is just how I feel. It's not inclusive because the minute somebody says something that they don't like, shunned, yelled at, screamed at, whatever, told you're an idiot. So I just don't think that's very inclusive either. For Dylan Mulvaney, that whole thing, I'm never picking on the person, okay? Dylan Mulvaney can do whatever he wants, I suppose. Obviously, he has. But it means that the idea around it, I just wasn't fully on board. And that's okay. And I get it. Again, podcast, come at me. But really what it comes down to is I'm just saying, hey, I don't think this doesn't make sense to me. And it doesn't make sense to many people. So I'm, be a little more inclusive to other people's opinions is basically what I'm getting at. We all have to be able to talk about this stuff. If not, that's a complete shutdown. Does that make sense? Anyway, just back to the Snowflake generation. I was laying it out how I felt, okay? My daughter, I think I mentioned that she had a badminton tournament last week, and she lost. She came home, and they had lost every game. Sorry, sweetie, and she was really upset. Of course she was, because, you want to win if you're in a game. She didn't want to go to school because she was embarrassed that she had lost. And so I said this to her, and it might sound harsh, but I hope you know what I was getting at. The Snowflake generation. I said, sweetie, this is hard truths right now. You understand that no one goes home and thinks about your loss and your life as much as you think they do. Literally, no one cares about you as much as you think they do, except me, your dad, our family, some very close friends. Other than that, that's a fact that you have to wrap your head around. No one cares about you as much as you think they do. And you know what she did? She went, oh, okay. And she didn't go, oh my God, who am I? It was like, oh, all right. So she got dressed and that was it. That was it. Okay. And that's a harsh thing to say. But what I think you see where I was going with it. It's like, come on, man. You can't be this sensitive about stuff like this because that's the reality of the situation, is that we all are here by ourselves. We all have our own problems. Okay. So of course, here I am on a podcast chirping. If that were the case, I mean, in the past 3.5 years, I didn't go along with the narrative or I didn't do any of the COVID stuff. I just didn't. And if you know me, you know I didn't. And maybe if you were on the other side, that's fine. I suffer the consequences, and that's the hard truth. But that was my choice. And, suck it up, Care. Like, I'm not whining here. I'm just saying that's the truth. I decided what I wanted to do and where I stood. And a lot of people, I lost a lot of friends. And there are other reasons why you lose friends when you go through something like that. It just depends, right? Family members that I didn't see, it was rough. But hey, I mean, in my life, I'm back with many people that I loved and missed. So there's that too. I don't know if you were in that situation, but I just thought I'd share that with you as well. Okay, so let's get into the erasing history business. Yesterday on my Facebook page, I posted Seinfeld and All in the Family because these two shows, let's face it, they could never be produced on cable TV these days. And there are many shows that have been on TV. Married with Children. What else? People wrote on my Facebook page other shows, but like all kinds. Taxi. I mean, even not Cheers, but so many shows. You'd be like, yeesh. But they want, and books too. I want to talk about literature too, like the Roald Dahl books. They're changing Disney characters. They're changing. I'm sure art is coming too. Like, when are they going to put some kind of a pair of pants on the Statue of David? Like, when will it stop? And they say, times have changed. We don't speak like that anymore. Okay, we don't. But the thing is that how the hell or why the hell do we have to go back and correct everything? If you erase all of this stuff, TV shows, movies, literature, or revise it or change it, then what do we have to look back on to actually go, wow, we said that or we did that? We have to have this history in place to learn from mistakes, if they are mistakes, or to just have some perspective. Why do we want to change what has happened? This is ridiculous. I'm playing you a clip right now of Seinfeld, which would never, I mean, this clip, this episode called The Wheelchair, all right, would never be allowed. Okay, hang on.
This is our best model, the Cougar 9000. It's the Rolls-Royce of wheelchairs. This is like you're almost glad to be handicapped.
Like, okay, that's just, I mean, you laughed when you saw it. You're almost glad to be handicapped. You laughed when you saw it, but you also went, oh my God, are you kidding me? And then when they push her down the hill and she has no brakes because George bought the cheapest model possible, I mean, unbelievable. But funny because, well, it's just it's comedy. And if you can't see, I'm not saying you personally, but there is comedy in just this lunacy of how people actually are. Some people, it's like, whoa, there are people like that. Otherwise, there would be no stereotypes. There would be no cultural stereotyping on TV or anything or in book. Like, I'm not kidding. We need this stuff to have some perspective. And it's not like we need this stuff to laugh at. No, we need this kind of stuff to go, Jesus. Okay, I'm going to play you another clip here from All in the Family. I mean, if you look up All in the Family on YouTube, All in the Family's most racist moments, there's one video, it's like 35 minutes. This guy doesn't stop. Again, it's there for a reason because they also make him, Archie Bunker, look like a complete idiot and racist buffoon. Okay, here we go.
You know, it's amazing how someone can be so consistently wrong. I don't believe the things you say.
Because you're an atheist. You don't believe nothing about religion.
Wonder what they say when they sneeze.
Who's that, Edie?
The Chinese. I mean, do they say God bless you or Buddha bless you?
You really want to know? The chinks just sneeze and say nothing. They can't speak English.
Okay, so you heard that, right? I mean, unbelievable. And this was on, like primetime television. And I'm sure many people go, this is just disgusting. But it was showing how he's just a racist idiot. You know what I mean? I'm glad it's out there. We cannot erase this kind of stuff. And Meathead, who would call a Polak all the time, was always the voice of reason, was always calling Archie out. There was two sides. You know what I mean? You needed that. And this is nothing. Like, I'm not imparting information that you absolutely don't know already, but it's just to shine a spotlight on, oh my God, guys, we can't erase history like this. We can't take away TV shows and delete them like it never happened, or books. We have to change the words. They're there because historically that's what was going on at the time. And I'm hoping this won't happen. And I know it has. I mean, they've revised. I think it's Roald Dahl. I guess this is old news, but I just think you guys can't. It's the worst ever. We can't do this because how far is it going to go? When is it going? How far do we go back? The Bible, not Adam and Eve anymore. Like Pat and Dawn. So it's just like very non-binary. Like, I don't know. Where does it end? We need to keep what we have that's in place because we have to learn from it. Again, don't be too sensitive. It's happened. It's gone. It's done. Learn from it. Move on. Erasing history. Unbelievably stupid. And again, if you don't agree with me, that's okay. I'm just telling you how I feel. Come at me if you want. All right. Hey, you know what? If you want to come on this show and let's have a tete-a-tete, that's fine. I would love that. Be on the other side. Tell me why. I love that. All right. So let's keep it fun. Ooh, we're going long here. 13 minutes, whatever. I'm going to do a little bit here called Did You Know? These things, guys, are fun freaking facts. Fun facts. You can take them with you in your day. This is from my friend. Actually, it was sent to my mom from a woman named Jan Courier. She's an old friend of the family. Anyways, so did you know? I think she compiled this list. I'm giving her total props. All right, so did you know? I'm going to do just a few here. Did you know that your shoes are the first thing people subconsciously notice about you? So wear nice shoes. Oh God, it's a huge one for me. I always say this, don't want to call people out, but when people have bad shoes on, and they don't have to be expensive, they don't have to be brand new, but they have to be presentable because honestly, it does say something about you. You know, unless you're working in construction and you just got home and you're covered in mud or you've been out in the whatever. But if there's holes or they're just dirty, that's the first thing people notice about you. So wear nice shoes. Okay. Number 2 here. If you sit for more than 11 hours a day, oh God, this is bad, guys. If you sit for more than 11 hours a day, there's a 50% chance you'll die years earlier. That is a bad stat right there. Two more. There are at least 6 people in the world who look exactly like you. Isn't that crazy? There's a 9% chance that you'll meet one of them in your lifetime. I thought 9% is actually pretty high. When I was in university, there was a girl and I kept staring at her. We were in the same class. I would stare at her, stare. And then I realized why I was staring at her, because we looked alike. It was freaky deaky. Do you know anybody who looks like you? A star or somebody actually like you've met and you just can't figure out what is? Wow. So there's a 9% chance you'll meet them. Okay. And last one. Here's a good one, guys. If a part of your body falls asleep, you can almost always wake it up by shaking your head. Oh my God. Shaking your head. So if you're a no person, probably never happens. Oh my God, guys. I love those. I'm going to do more of them because there's so many. Thank you, Jan Courier, for that list that you compiled. Mad props to you. All right, guys, I am out of here. This Saturday is the coronation. I know many of you just don't give a F, but I'm going to watch it. 3 a.m. I think it starts at 3 a.m. till 9 a.m. I got to watch it. It's history. I don't care how crappy the monarchy is or whatever, but I've got to watch it. I'm also watching a show called Very British Problems. This is a shout out to my friend Adele. Any British person. Very British Problems. I think you can attest. It's hilarious. It's on Tubi, I think, or Pluto or Plex or one of those free streaming ones. All right, guys, I want to just wish you a great day. Again, mad love to you. It's I don't come from a place of anger or anything. I'm just Sam a piece. And if you want to have a conversation with me about it and you want to not argue, but if you want to talk to me like, hey, just, I prefer not to come at me and call me sociopathic and all this kind of stuff. No, it's just not how it is for me. So yeah, there you go. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing. Bye. Oh yeah. There's that trendy extra music. Oh God, guys. I love ya. Okay, bye.